Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? What I have for you today in this video is to give you guys my thoughts about Microsoft making the Xbox Store have this feature where you can actually get a refund for your games. Now, keep in mind, this is not available for everybody, and it looks like it may not be just yet. I don't know if they'll actually release it or if they're just doing this for testing purposes, but, this is only available right now for the people who have joined the Xbox Insider program. And basically, let's say you bought a game on the Xbox Store and then all of a sudden you don't like it, or because it has a bunch of bugs and it's not as what you thought it was initially. Therefore, you want to return it and never play it again. And Steam has done that before back in 2015. And now Microsoft is starting to do it for the Xbox One games. I'm not sure about 360. I'm pretty sure it's for Xbox games in general. I'm not 100% sure about it. But, the article that I read this from, link in the description below. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It was just saying that, Microsoft is testing this right now. And, basically, this way that if you're not satisfied with a game that you have purchased through the Xbox Microsoft Store, you can return it digitally. Whereas before you buy something digital, it's not refundable. Same thing if you were to buy it in the store. I mean, maybe if I recall correctly, maybe some stores, if you have bought the game brand new and you want to return it, there might be a restocking fee. Now, you go to GameStop or EB Games, whatever, and you buy a used game and then all of a sudden you don't like it. Okay, then you bring it back to the store and then you try to return it. You got your money back right there. Brand new games is a little bit tricky when it comes to those kinds of stores. But other than that, I mean, video game returnables have happened in the past before, which are only in the retail stores. But in terms of the online stores, it looks like this is going to start happening almost everywhere now. I mean, because Steam, I think, was the first one just by reading it. Not 100% sure. I have to go back and check that out. But there are some problems with this as well. Because, this might give people the advantage where, okay, you buy a game, you play it, you love the game. But then, you beat the story mode. Now you want your money back so that way you can go get another game and then, beat it again and then go get it back. I mean, it's good for the customer, don't get me wrong. And, if you don't need to play those games over and over again, I mean, you don't think that you want to play it again once in a while after you got bored of all your other games that you get, okay, then, go ahead and do that. But here's the problem, though. That's a problem for the companies or the developers who make the games because now they're losing money. I mean, and from what I understand on this article, I'm not 100% sure if Microsoft would do this for people that don't like the games that they purchase. But the only things I can think of is if, let's say, if a game was released and it had tons of glitches in it. Okay, then obviously the game's not playable because it's got all those glitches. So that's how you would get the full refund. Now, if the game is fully functional, but you just don't like the story mode, it just wasn't what you expected, well, then I would say for that situation, you're stuck. Too bad. You bought it, you own it. That's it. Because, I mean, I can see this becoming a problem for the developers in terms of their revenue being lost. Because everyone has their own opinion when it comes to how a game operates and what they like, what they don't like. This group likes first-person shooters. This group likes platforming. This group likes kids games. This group likes mystery games. So, I mean, depending on the genre of the game will also affect, the opinion of a gamer. That will make them want to purchase this game. I think that's why people are always buying used games. Me personally, I would never buy a used game because let's say if the game was bought brand new, it was a fully functional game, no problem. Once you put it into your console and start playing it, you're already wearing the media out. How is that? Okay, because you put it inside your Xbox or PlayStation or your Wii U, the disc is spinning inside the drive, right? Okay, then, at some point, you know, there might be causes for this to have like tiny pieces of hairline scratches. And next thing you know, you take the game out, you put it somewhere on your desk, and you let the surface be exposed onto the desk. Therefore, it's going to get scratched up. That's putting wear and tear on the game. And then when you try to play it, you know, you might notice the performance may lag a little bit or may have a problem. Therefore, you would bring it to the store, and maybe you bring it to the store and trade it in because you don't want the game anymore or you're bored of it. You know, there's multiple reasons for it. The problem was with used games, they're not bulletproof. You know, when you buy a used game, you don't know what kind of problems you're going to run into. I mean, I've seen it for myself. I remember I bought Lego Indiana Jones for my PSP one time, and I didn't really like the graphics of it. You know, obviously PlayStation Portable graphics back then, you know, wasn't the best because it was alongside with the Xbox 360, PS3, and the Wii. And the thing is, like, the menu systems, you know, I not even push my D-pad to move the selector, and all of a sudden it just jumped for me by itself. So that was indication that there was something wrong with the game. And you know what? At the same time, it was a good opportunity for me to check because I played the demo on the Xbox 360 that I wanted to buy for the PSP, so that way when I travel on vacation, I can play it. But then I realized, okay, you know, this game is not really playable. And, you know, it's not because of the selection feature, but because that I'm just not too crazy about the graphics and the controls. So I figured, okay, you know, I don't need to play this while I'm traveling. Let's return it because first it got a problem and, you know, I don't like it. So I'd rather get it for the 360, which I did. Done deal. That's the only reason why I would get a used game. But if I were to do that, I might as well just go to Blockbuster and, you know, rent the game. Or actually, I can't remember if Blockbuster still exists or not, because there was a local Blockbuster in my town that closed, I'd say, maybe 8 or 10 years ago. It's been that long. I also did have a movie gallery that also rented video games. That store, I think, was out for more than 10 years in my town. But, I mean, this has its pros and cons when it comes to returning digital video games that were bought and that was 100% owned by the customer. And, you know, how is this going to impact the developers? Well, you know, I think there may have to be some limitations with this feature. But then again, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, if the reasonings are because the games are not fully functional, you know, I can see that as an opportunity for the developer to recorrect what they did and then re-put it out on the market with all the glitches fixed. But if this is going to be implemented for people to get a chance to play it, and then all of a sudden they don't like it, well, you may have a problem right there, because some of these people may try to trick the developer, but really they like the game, they just want their money back because they're not going to play it anymore. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I'd like to see what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Also check out the description below for my social media links, Twitter and Instagram. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.